Hi! I'm here to discuss with you about deaf communication. Please listen to me. Deaf people can communicate just like me and you. I'm deaf myself, and I communicate through many different ways. I do through writing, oral, like I am right now with you, and sign language. Many deaf people have different ways to communicate. Sometimes we get frustrated with how people want us to communicate. Like, I've had problems in my past where people say because I speak so well, that well, I don't need an interpreter when I'm in the emergency room. Let me tell you something. Being in an emergency room, you need an interpreter, especially if you're deaf. Or if you don't even speak English, you need an interpreter. So, basically, that is something you need to really concentrate on. And I just want to make sure that people understand that not everybody is comfortable with how deaf people need to speak. Some deaf people are considered outcasts among everybody because they don't get the right technique of everyone with how they speak to them. There's deaf people that have English at 6th grade reading level. Some have it just the normal level as me and you. Some of my English is not always perfect, but I try. And I've been very much trying to communicate the best I can. I've had problems where people tell me, "Can you please face me so you can communicate with me?" And I'm like, "I'll communicate with you, but we need to be face to face so I can lip read you." And watching a person slip can become tiring. Especially if the person has a mustache, you are determined to have to try and understand that. So, it's frustrating with communication. Many deaf people have the thing where they like looking around with communication for safety reasons. So, like, when I talk to people, for example, I look at them like I would. Right now, if I had somebody here with me, I would look at them straight in their face and understand them. But I would also take time every once in a while to look around me, make sure things are safe, because that's how I do my safety issue. There's deaf people that do the same thing. That doesn't mean they're not listening. It means they're trying to make sure they're safe still. Maybe it's their past. Maybe they have a reason to be scared. I've had people telling me my communications, if I can't look at them, it sucks. I'm like, excuse me, but I am deaf. I have my ways to communicate. So, basically, it's cut into that. I could also say sign language is different all over the United States. So don't go checking out a library book when you're in Wisconsin and learn the sign language out of that book and then fly over to California expecting them to understand you. Because sometimes California have different signs than we do. Or fly to Holland or some other place that doesn't have the same sign language as we do. Or that place you get a book from. Like, before I went to visit my friend in Holland, it's like, I taught him sign language that would, help for us to communicate. And when I got over there, I was on a tour with him of the open air museum over there, and I banged into an interpreter, and they told me on how they sign over there, and it was completely different. I would never in my entire life think that My American Sign Language is going to be different than the Dutch Sign Language. Fly to Britain, fly to somewhere in Canada, they're going to be different than the United States. Even parts of the United States are different with sign language. California's different than where I live right now, which is Wisconsin. And Wisconsin's different than New York, and New York's different than Tennessee, and Florida, and all these other different states. France has their own sign language. Germany has their own sign language. Everywhere has their own sign language. It's not about how your sign language runs. And when you want to learn sign language, before you even learn it, stop. Find a deaf person. Ask them what books they would prefer. Second, find earplugs that block out sound. Or go a day without TV, phone, radio, sound on your computer. That's a no-no. Everything that has to do with sound, take it away. Because you know what? That's how deaf people live every single day of their life. Some deaf people have hearing aids, but that does not make them hearing. So make sure you have paper and pen with you, in case a deaf person doesn't understand your lips. Sometimes I don't even understand myself, but I try. So, I hope you learn. I'll talk to you later. And visit me again when I get to talk about partial color blindness. Talk to you later. Bye.